finalizing some last minute stuff before I travel. So I'm leaving on
Oh,
Saturday to see my parents for a week, and then we're going to Houston to see my wife's parents for a week, and so it's a lot of traveling.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, okay, everybody, our next speaker, we have another exciting one, high energy one today. You know him, you love him, you've seen him before. He is Johnny Els, the CEO of TruFit Academy. So let's hear what you got, Johnny. I know you have something good for us.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for having me. I've already seen some familiar faces. I know Chris is here. We've had a chat before. What's going on, man? And I see some new faces here, which is really exciting.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I wanted to hop on here, guys. I've been getting on with Seven Eagle Group and Allegiant Vet now for a couple months, and I come on about once a month to kind of give a little bit more of some tips and some healthy habits and stuff like that, so you guys can look your best, feel your best, and actually reach any kind of health and fitness goals that you guys might have. So hopefully this presentation will be educational, entertaining, but also kind of get you guys in the right mindset, especially for the new year, to get back on track with your health. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen if that's cool.
Go right ahead.
All right. All right. Well, again, thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you are either still currently serving or in the process of transitioning. So, this presentation I want to share with you guys today is how to build a sustainable civilian life that's actually going to keep you healthy, energized, confident, and mission ready for whatever that may be. Okay. I know a lot of you are also in the process of searching for a new job. So, hopefully, with transitioning and being with your family and the holidays. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, but my goal is to help you guys look in the future and figuring out how you can capitalize on your mind, on your body, and on your spirit, so that hopefully you can align with whatever you're trying to do in the future. Okay, so a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Johnny. Good to meet you guys, meet all you guys. I'm a certified personal trainer and health coach, and I got my degree in kinesiology, which is the study of human movement. So I coached the A&M triathlon team when I attended the school, which was super fun. And then just after I graduated, I founded the TruFit Academy. And a little backstory about that, guys. I was working in the gym for a couple years, but when I realized that my clientele was limited to the people who had a membership to where I was working, I realized that my gifts were being limited. So I started the online coaching business, TruFit Academy, and since then, guys, we've helped hundreds of people collectively lose 3,000 pounds without doing any kind of like extreme diets or unsustainable plans that typically don't work. So then after 2 years of doing that, I was featured in the New York City Journal, which was super fun. You guys can go check that out. That's available on my website if you want to read about that. But um, it all boils down to this, guys. At TrueFit, we want to be able to focus on helping you build realistic, healthy habits that fit in your life so that your health can support your life instead of take it over. Okay. I feel like a lot of people want to go on a diet or sign up for like some 60-day challenge or whatever. And typically those things can work, but they don't teach you how to maintain your goals once you've actually reached them. So what typically happens is people fall off track, they go back to their old habits, and they pick the weight back up. And now we're on this weight roller coaster that no one really enjoys being on. Okay. So the core message today, guys, is when you guys were serving, right, you were trained and you thrived under structure, right? But in civilian life, no one's really giving you a playbook or telling you what to do. So this presentation hopefully will show you guys how to take back control in your health, rebuild that discipline, and create some structure that's going to keep you strong, energized, and confident. Okay. If you guys have questions, please write them down or keep them in your mind because at the end we're gonna do some questions. I'd love to have an open conversation about what you guys are struggling with. If you guys have any questions about movement or nutrition or metabolism or fat loss or any of that kind of stuff, we will definitely be touching on that stuff too as well. Okay. All right. So these are the realities after service. Okay. Over the last couple of months, I have had hundreds of calls with different veterans serving different amount of times all across the country and all across the world. And after they started transitioning, these are the most common struggles that most veterans face. Okay, we don't have any kind of motivation to exercise or to be healthy or any that kind of stuff because we don't have any kind of scheduled tests that are coming up. So there's nothing to prepare for, right? Maybe your lack of structure or lack of know-how is eliminating any hope of a regular routine that's actually going to keep you on track. Okay. And we don't have any kind of accountability, right? We don't have any kind of consistency. We don't have any kind of accountability because we're all by ourselves now. We're not really part of a team anymore. And we kind of feel a little isolated. And you might lose your identity. You might lose your sense of purpose. Like, why do I even need to work out? What am I doing this for? And when we fall off track, a lot of times we go back to some poor habits like overeating or over drinking or not sleeping good enough, or there's a lot of different things that are going to be affecting your day to day if we don't have purpose and structure with our health. Okay. And what happens usually after the first 1 to 2 years, most veterans gain anywhere between 20 to 50 pounds, which I know can really affect your mindset because if you're not in tune with your identity of who you are and now you're kind of falling off track, you don't really know who you are anymore or what your purpose is anymore. Your clothes don't fit as well as they should. Your energy drops and the motivation to do anything completely goes out the window. Okay. Um, I was definitely 100% in this point in my life when I was younger. Okay, I didn't serve or anything. My dad did. And I could see some of these struggles when he was transitioning out. But you kind of feel either completely lost of what to do or you feel down on yourself, like you're not good enough. And climbing back out of that hole is really, really hard, especially if you are by yourself. Which is why I'm so grateful and happy that all of you guys are here with Seven Eagle because this is an incredible community, keeps you accountable, gives you the tools that you need to be successful, and you're part of you're part of something bigger than yourself, which is it feels good, right? Okay. So why does this happen, guys? Okay, so I want you guys to imagine it. While you were serving, okay, life revolved around strict schedules, around training, around meals, around all the things that you guys had to do. This gave you purpose and accountability in your life, okay? And the discipline that you had, the fitness that you had, and the mission that you were serving, it all kind of defined who you were and it defined your self-worth, okay? But also emotions were probably locked down, right? Because a lot of the decisions that you were forced to make came from someone else instead of a personal choice. So you're actually having to hold back some of those emotions just because you have to make sure you are good to go, right? But now that you're kind of transitioning out, the structure disappears, right? Your mission has kind of ended now, and the daily purpose and that accountability has also ended. Okay, you might have some sort of identity crisis, right? You went from being part of a unit, knowing who you were, to now you're completely isolated and standing alone, right? So that purpose and that identity might have completely vanished, and now you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're trying to do, you don't know what career you're trying to get after, and you feel a little bit lost, which a lot of you might feel that way being here in this group. Okay. And some of those silent battles might be resurfacing, right? Feeling lonely or frustrated with not looking or feeling your best, or being stressed out with all these new things that you have to do, not thinking you're good enough, or it can lead to depression. Okay. These are all realistic things that a lot of veterans actually struggle with. Okay. And this can lead to having no motivation, completely none to do anything about it. Okay. Um, this could lead to destructive habits like stress actually replaces the structure that you once had. Okay. And that internal disconnect, you don't even recognize who you are anymore. And you kind of feel ashamed of that this is now what your life is. Okay. And honestly, guys, on a deeper emotional level, you miss being part of something bigger than yourself. Okay. I know you guys are here, which is amazing. Okay. And it's helping you in terms of your mindset and keeping you on track with your career, which is great. But you might feel unseen or disconnected from who you once were. Okay. Because all of you guys thrive in structure. You crave that structure, you crave that purpose, but you might feel guilty or just uncertain about what you need to be doing, which actually keeps you from actually asking for help. Okay. If any of you guys experience any of these emotions or some of these real life situations, please comment down below, put it in the chat. I know a lot of you can resonate with this, and it makes other people feel better if they know that they're not alone in this struggle. Okay. Now, we're over that. I want to teach you guys a little bit how to flip the script. Okay. With the TruFit method, my whole philosophy around health and fitness, it's not about being on a extreme diet or an extreme program or something that you have to follow all the time. Okay? It's about creating realistic, healthy habits in your life that don't take up time or effort, but that you are able to actually work into your schedule that's going to make life so much easier. Okay? And specifically for veterans, this is a three-step framework that I created. Okay? If the first thing is you need to reclaim what your purpose is. Okay? Because the mission has not ended, it is now evolved, it's changing. The new mission is now you. Okay? You're shifting from following orders to now serving what matters most, which is your health and your family and the legacy that you want to leave behind. Okay? So the focus here is defining your why. Why are we doing this? And then anchoring your goals around that why. Okay? Your why could be I want to see my grandkids graduate. I want to be able to keep up with my grandkids. Right? I want to make sure that I can still play a full round of golf when I'm in my 70s. Okay? I want to be able to go into my 60s and 70s without any back pain. Okay? So the goal here is to rediscover your purpose because you're not done serving, you're just serving in a new way. Okay. Step number two is to rebuild that internal structure or that discipline that you guys need. Okay. So the military gave that to you from the outside, but now it's time to rebuild that from within. Okay. Guys, this is crucial. I'm sure you guys have some of this discipline around your family, around your career, which is great, but it's really hard to serve your family or your career on that high level if you're not serving yourself as well. Okay. Chris, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Johnny? How you been?
Good, bro. Good to see you.
Hey, I have a question. So I'm about to be 40 in March, so I'm getting
Yeah,
older. My joints, my back, my flexibility, I mean, I'm just in a lot of pain all the
yeah.
time. My flexibility is not there at all. So how do you like motivate someone that just hurts moving, to start incorporating maybe some more routines? And how can someone that is potentially having like joint issues and joint pains and stuff kind of get motivated to kind of work through some of that pain?
Well, I think the first thing we need to identify is what exercises can benefit strengthening your joint without further injuring it, right? There are going to be some exercises that you are unable to do, which is totally fine. But then we might need to take a step back and do some exercises that are a little bit easier. Even though they may seem too easy or too boring, they are going to be foundational movements that's going to help with the pain, but also prevent future pain from getting worse. Okay. The other thing is, guys, we need to make sure we're fueling ourselves properly, which we're going to talk about in a second as well. But if you are incorporating anti-inflammatory type, methods into your recipes, that's going to help your gut feel better. It's going to help with your range of motion in your joints. It's going to, bring down some of that inflammation that might be causing some of that pain as well. Okay. And guys, it's not an overnight fix. Like people want quick results, but it's not like that. So you're about to turn 40 or whatever, right? We have another 40 years to build a lifestyle that you're going to be proud of and happy about. So spend the next 3 to 5 years, like it's okay to think long term. Spend the next 3 to 5 years building a foundation, building healthy habits, building a system that you know is going to work for you. And as long as you're consistent with it, then over the course of 3 to 5 years, you're going to see the pain's going to go away. You're going to lose body fat. You're going to feel more energized. And that is also going to create more motivation to just keep on going. Chris, was that helpful?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's where I struggle the most is I enjoy working out, but I just can't do the things. I was an athlete,
Yeah.
through high school and even into my young adulthood and just after sports injury, and just all the things like, yeah, I mean, it just hurts. And so it can be harder to get motivated to want to go to the gym when you're in pain. So
100%. Yeah, it's tough to be motivated to go do something when you know you're already struggling with it, or if you're hurting. So it's like I don't really want to push through the pain, which you don't have to, but sometimes it's better to take a step back, do a lot of the easier exercises and get really good at those before you can start stepping back up, right? Like I've worked with Division 1 athletes before, and a lot of them are hitting a cap in their 1 rep maxes, and it's not because they're plateauing. They just didn't master some of the finer movements that they needed in order to keep on seeing growth with their maxes, right? And I'm gonna be honest, I am currently in that phase, right? I've hit a lot of my maxes in the last 6 months or so, and they're going up very, very slowly. And so I was talking to some other buddies of mine, some other personal trainers, and they're like, dude, you just gotta like do some of the easy shit. Like it's boring, and doing band work is like numbing sometimes. I'm just over there like doing band work, but it honestly it helps out. It kind of rebuilds some of that foundation, work on some of those finer movements and some of those like smaller um fine-tuned muscles that are in our joints that are actually going to help us push beyond where we are. Yeah. What's up?
yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you. So I know like for a long period of time, they used to talk about like don't bring your knees over your toes and certain exercises and putting stress on knees. But there's a lot more people out there these days that are actually kind of preaching the opposite of that,
Mm,
like working on that like joint mobility beyond that normal, what we
yeah.
kind of were used to growing up. And I just want to know kind of what your thoughts are on some of those exercises and stuff that, are maybe a little different than some of us have heard over the years.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with if you're doing like lunges or squats, your knees should not go beyond your toes, especially if you're doing like heavier weight, right? If you're doing sets of like 8 to 12, your knees should not be going over your toes, right? But if you're stretching and you're doing like calisthenics or you're doing like mobility work, then it's okay to kind of push the range of motion a little bit, like having the knees go beyond your toes because it's not heavy weight, right? You're moving really slow and you're kind of stretching it out. So for in that sense, this is kind of what I'm talking about, taking a step back and working on some mobility and some of those finer movements that are going to create more foundational strength that's going to transfer over into the heavier weights. For sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Great questions, Chris. Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
So when you guys are rebuilding this structure, when you're rebuilding this discipline, you don't need any of those extreme wake up calls that you guys are used to, or any kind of that drill sergeant intensity. It's not 0 or 100%. There are some days when you are working out or wanting to go for a run or go to the gym or whatever, where you can only put in 50% effort, which is totally fine because I'd rather you put in 50% effort 5 days a week than 100% effort 1 day a week because consistency will always win over intensity. I promise. Okay. What you guys need is a simple mission-based routine. When I say mission-based, it's like there's actually purpose behind the routine that you're doing that's going to create structure and momentum in your health. Okay. So we're focusing on daily movement. We're focusing on being mindful with how we fuel ourselves with our food. Okay. We're focusing on mental clarity. So your morning routine and affirmations and like being in silence for once, right? These are all things that can help us fine tune what we're trying to do in our life. Okay. Because again, guys, the goal here is to replace all the chaos and all of the misinformation into an easy, repeatable system that you know you can actually keep up with day after day after day after day. Like, for example, I'd rather you go for a 20-minute walk every single morning before breakfast for the rest of your life than only go to the gym twice a week for an hour. Okay. Because consistency will always win over intensity. Okay. All right. The third and final step here, guys, is going to be to reconnect with a tribe. Okay. You need accountability. Okay, if you guys were all, if Seven Eagle just gave you all of the information and said, peace, good luck, do it on your own, would you be as successful throughout your skill bridge if you were doing it on your own versus if you were staying in keeping someone keeping you accountable in the weekly calls and things? I don't think so. Okay, because you guys thrive in community. It's how you operate. Okay, and you need people who actually understand the mindset challenges that you guys are going through. Okay. So reconnecting with someone, guys, this step is about rebuilding that brotherhood through coaching, through community, through connection that's actually going to restore that sense of belonging and that accountability that you need. Okay. So the main goal here, guys, is to build a support system that's actually going to hold you to your standards. And the best way to do that is connect with people who actually understand what you're struggling with and what your standards are. Okay. So recap real quick, guys. Reclaim your mission. You got to figure out, why are you doing this? Who are you doing this for? What future-based mission are you wanting to achieve? Okay, rebuild that internal structure. And I'm going to give you guys some tips on these 3 steps here in a moment. And then the last thing is accountability. You have to get accountability. Okay, me as a personal trainer, I know a lot of things. I know what I'm doing in my health and my nutrition. I have microcycles. I have macro cycles throughout the year. I have all this different stuff going on. But if I don't have someone keeping me accountable, a week could go by and I'm off track. Okay. So here are some realistic action steps you guys can start taking today. Okay. Number 1 is figuring out what your why is. What is your purpose? Okay. So take 5 to 10 minutes, get out a sheet of paper, and define what is your current mission. Not as a soldier, but as a man or a woman who is trying to rebuild their why, rebuild their purpose in life. Okay, this is going to give you the direction that you need, and it's going to reignite that fire to get you off your ass and get started. Okay, sorry for cussing. I'm a little passionate about this. Okay, so ask yourself, who are you serving? Hopefully, you should be yourself, but like, who else are you serving? Your family, your career. What kind of person do you want to be remembered as? You want to be remembered as the 50 or 60-year-old who can barely make it up the stairs, who's out of breath? Right? And what are you fighting for next? Okay. My wife's sister is gonna have a baby soon, most likely. And and her main mission in her life, because she wants to be a good mom, right? So she needs to do everything in her power to make sure she is present, she is energized, she is clear-minded, she's not gonna, overreact to silly things. Like, she needs to be in tune with her body and her mind. And she's a really good athlete, and being a really good athlete is something that's gonna help her transition that into being a mom. Okay. The second thing is going to be establish a 3-point daily reset. Okay. So over the next 7 days, don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just pick 3 non-negotiables that you know you can actually keep up with every single day for the next week. Okay. That is, for example, moving your body in the morning, going out for a 20-minute morning walk or afternoon walk. Okay. Going to the gym literally for 20 minutes is going to be better than doing it for 0 minutes. Okay, go in there, walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes, go lift some weights, go do a machine or 2, and then you hop back on the treadmill for 5 minutes, be done. Okay? You need to schedule your movement in your schedule like it's part of your career. Okay? You have family time, you have self-reflection time, you have 7 Eagle group calls, you have all these things going on in your schedule. Moving your body should be part of that schedule. Okay? Another thing you guys can do is knowing how to fuel and hydrate properly. So eating protein with every single meal is a non-negotiable, 100%. Because eating protein is not just for guys who want to get shredded and huge. Okay? It's for everybody who wants to keep body fat low and keep energy high. If those are your 2 goals, you should be eating protein with every single meal. Okay? Drinking at least 2 liters of water every single day. Okay, this is going to regulate hormones. This is going to reset your gut. This is going to help you feel more energized. And it's going to also eliminate some of those cravings that you have, especially around 10 p.m. and it's chocolate and it's ice cream and it's sugar and it's all the delicious things that I want before I go to bed. Which, I'm not going to lie, I definitely have cravings for sure. So I'll have like a chocolate chip cookie or something, but like, it's not like I need 10 of them. to overcome my craving, okay? Because I'm drinking water, I'm eating high protein, I'm being mindful about what I'm doing to my body. Okay, and the last thing is going to be reset your mind. If your mind is not right, you're not going to be able to be motivated or disciplined enough to go out for a walk. Okay, so spend some time in silence in the morning is what I recommend. Okay, I would pray, I would journal, I would write out some daily goals. I would do something where it's in silence with no phone, no noise, no kids. It's just you and your mind where you can visualize what you want to do and visualize yourself executing those goals. Okay? Because again, it's not about intensity, it's not about how hard you go. It's about rebuilding discipline through being consistent every single day. If you can be consistent with one healthy habit for the next 7 days, you will feel better. Okay. Then after that, we've built that foundation. Now it's about adding another one. We've built another foundation. Now it's about adding a third one. Okay. Take it slow, guys, because I promise if you take it slower and you're more consistent with it, it will be embedded in your life. Okay. 5 years from now, if you miss a walk or you miss breakfast or you don't drink enough water, your body's gonna feel it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh crap! Like I didn't do what I needed to do, and now I don't have as much energy, or my mood is poor, or anything like that." Okay. And the last step here, guys, is accountability. Right? Reconnect with a mentor, a friend, a brother, someone from your unit. Reconnect with a gym buddy. Reconnect with someone who is going to keep you accountable. Tell them I'm trying to get back on track, and I need you to hold me accountable. Text me every single day. Okay, knock on my door so we can go for a walk. Do something that's going to keep me accountable. Okay, because having community and having accountability is going to rebuild that belief that you can do it. If you're by yourself, you're going to be in a downward spiral. You're going to think you're not good enough. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes and then your kid gets sick or something happens to where you can't do it. Okay. So real quick, guys, recap. Okay. Figure out your why. You need to know why we're doing this. Okay, so write down your current mission. Why are we doing this? Number two is going to be to establish that internal discipline. So pick 3 non-negotiables: morning walk, high protein, drinking more water, eating more vegetables, daily stretching, being in silence, writing down your goals, visualizing, executing those goals. These are all things that you can do that take up very little time out of your day. And then the last thing is accountability. Have someone actually keep you on track. Okay? Now, the last thing I want to talk about, guys, is why does any of this even matter? Okay? I know everyone's like, oh, I know I need to be healthy and fit and all that kind of stuff, but like, why does it truly matter? Okay? Your body is a weapon, and your mind is the control center. And you actually need to train both of them if you want to lead your family with more strength, with more presence, with more control. Not, I'm stressed out and I'm burnt out, and now I'm going to have quick reactions to things that don't go my way. Okay? We want to wake up energized. We want to wake up confident. We want to wake up feeling like we are about to take on the world. Okay? Fully showing up for yourself, for your kids, for your spouse, and for your career. A lot of you guys are looking for a job right now, okay? I can tell you right now, employers do not want to hire employees who clearly can't take care of their own life. How can I trust you to take care of your job? Okay? Because guys, the mission has not ended, it has evolved. Okay, we now have this opportunity to live longer, lead stronger, and actually leave a lasting impact. Okay? How many of you guys want to be actually in control of your health and in control of your mindset? Okay? Yeah. And if you're not, if you're feeling stressed out or short-tempered or not like yourself or low energy, no motivation, guys, get up, pick one healthy habit, stick to it, write it down in your calendar, write it down on your mirror, or do something. Tell your spouse about it so that you can actually keep yourself accountable. I promise your future self is going to thank you. Okay? All right, one last thing I wanted to share with you guys. These are some clients I've had in the past. Okay, I'm not really showing this to show off, but I want to show you guys these are realistic results from clients and veterans who start focusing on healthy daily habits. Okay, Terry on the top left and Anissa on the bottom left. Those are both veterans that I've worked with in the past. And most of them fell off track because they didn't have any kind of structure or accountability or life took over. The moment we started incorporating some healthier habits into the routine and I kept them accountable, they were able to lose anywhere between 20 to 30 pounds within 4 months, which is pretty incredible. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get questions in a minute, but the last thing I want to share with you guys is TruFit. We are actually putting on a New Year's community. Okay. This is an exclusive veteran community that's starting on January 1st. Okay. So we're opening this up. This is your chance to flip the script and get back on track. Okay. So if losing the structure has drained your energy, your confidence, this is your opportunity to kind of reset everything. Okay. So over 6 months, what we're going to be doing is bringing you into the online community, rebuilding your health, rediscovering your purpose, giving you all the tools that you need so that you can regain the clarity and the confidence that you need to lead your career and yourself with confidence. Okay. What comes with the New Year's opportunity, guys, is some tailored workouts. Okay. Hey, Chris, if you need some tailored stretching workouts, if you don't know what to do, then let me know. Okay. But I want to hop on a one-to-one call with you, figuring out what you're struggling with, what do you have available, gym, at-home gym, whatever, and then we will actually build out tailored workouts for you and put them on your calendar so that we can keep you accountable. Okay. We're going to have weekly coaching calls to talk about nutrition, talk about recipes, talk about how to boost your metabolism in a really natural way. There's a lot of things we're going to be talking about to help you guys build a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. Okay. Um, the spots are limited. We opened this up back in October and we only have 3 spots left. Okay. And I'm leaving on Saturday for holidays. So between now and the end of the week, we're trying to fill these spots. Okay. So if you've been struggling for the last couple of months or last couple of years and you're getting frustrated and you just need an answer, this is your answer. Okay. If you're not really ready for a group community, that's totally fine. I also have a book that is available on my website, okay, teaching you how to burn body fat, talking about the different types of body types, talking about how to build your workout routine specifically for you, talk about macros and a healthy habit tracker, all that kind of stuff, okay? So that's available on my website. I think there's a deal going on right now because of like Black Friday and stuff like that. So that's on there, okay? But this is something that we've done previously for non-veterans and it worked out amazingly. But now, because I'm now a mentor with Seven Eagle and a Legion vet, I wanted to do this specifically for veterans because you guys deserve it, you guys need it, and a lot of you are really, really going to benefit from this opportunity, okay? All right. That's pretty much it. If you guys have questions or you want to talk more one-on-one about your current situation, or if you're interested in the New Year's veteran community, please scan this QR code. You can book a call with me over the next 2 to 3 days. Hopefully we can answer some of your questions, get you signed up, and get you feeling really confident about moving forward with your health. Okay?
Johnny, does it cost anything to just call and have that first chat with you?
Absolutely free. You guys, I mean, tomorrow I've got some work to do, but Thursday and Friday, I'm like finalizing a lot of stuff for the year. So you guys book a call with me. Let's hop on. It's a 30-minute free call. Even if you want to just chat to learn more about me, then that's great. But let's talk about you. Let's figure out what you're struggling with and seeing if this is even a good fit for you. And if it's not, totally cool. I can send you to somebody else who might be a better fit. But reaching out is definitely going to be step one if you're curious. Okay.
Yeah. Guys, if anybody has any questions for Johnny, raise your hand, but I would like to do something. I saw nobody liked my message, but we're going to do it anyway. So I really, really would like to hear everybody's new mission, what your current mission is. And if you don't want to share your mission, I would like to hear something, maybe one of the things that you talked about that you struggled with getting out. It's really helped in the past when people have shared, I struggled with getting up in the morning or doing this because somebody else in the room is feeling that way. So I'll start to make it a little bit easier for everybody, and then I would love some hands up. If not, I'm gonna start picking people because I want to hear about you guys. It's so helpful for you and everybody else in the room if we just kind of open it up and chat with each other. So I'll start it off. So I'm gonna say my current mission. It's not health related, but my current mission in life right now is just to be happy and content with where I'm at. Because I think we're all really, really fortunate to be here and be on this earth and be where we're at in life. So I'm working really hard to be grateful for exactly where I'm at. So thank you for the raised hands. I really, really appreciate you guys. Tredarius, you can go first.
You hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so my current mission is to like rebuild my life with like discipline and consistency. Also clarity, which takes me into me being more consistent in the gym. So I was a gymaholic for a while, and then my life changed. Had a lot of trauma, and I couldn't get back in the gym like I wanted to, and I tried, and I couldn't stay consistent. And so, like, I just spoke on me actually getting into a more consistent role with things in my life and adapting. So,
Love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. I'm sure somebody else resonated with that in the room. So, Todd, go ahead.
Yeah.
For me, I guess my new mission is to be finding my purpose. I spent a lot of all of my kids are out of the house now, so I'm empty nester. So I spent a lot of my years built around trying to make sure that they got what they wanted, that you kind of lose sight of what it is that you enjoy and all of the things that, you like to do. So my new mission is trying to find my purpose in the things that I like to do, refocusing on some of the things that, bring me joy. And that's gonna be my new mission.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I personally don't have kids, but I definitely struggled with the same thing. The military was kind of our mission, and then now finding a new one. So I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing that in a little bit of a different way.
Todd,
Clayton?
what I love about what Todd just said was he's trying to do things that he genuinely enjoys doing, right? And that's another big piece in terms of like trying to find motivation to work out or be active, right? Like just go do something that you actually enjoy. Like if you don't like working out, don't go to the gym. I'd rather you like go for a hike or go play pickleball or go play basketball or like go do some activity that you genuinely enjoy doing because then you're going to be more motivated to keep on doing it,
Mhm.
right? And that's how we build this healthy lifestyle. We need to if you're not enjoying the process, it's not going to work, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Clayton, go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, it's who am I serving? That would be my family and myself. For my family, it's being able to provide them with, the next, I guess, new life, I guess, or the next chapter of our life since the military chapter is coming to a close. And then when it comes to serving myself, it's basically taking on a new challenge because this is literally the first time that I'm literally getting to actually choose my path in life rather than, I guess, having it somewhat chosen for me because I chose to join the military, but I ended up in a career field that I didn't necessarily choose. So this is going to be a very new experience for me.
Like
Uh,
that's so exciting because and you kind of just confirmed what I said earlier in the presentation. It's like before you didn't really have a lot of space for personal choices, but now that you're on your own, the personal choices are unlimited. You can do
exactly.
whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, and it's freeing in a way, but it can get dangerous if we don't have a plan, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a move I've been planning for like the last year and a half, 2 years. So right now, I'm starting I guess, beginning portions of the execution phase, like starting to get my, certifications done. Hopefully, getting into an internship program here soon. That way, I can get the
Cool.
hands-on training while getting certified, making myself, I guess, more marketable for the field I'm trying to get into. And then, as far as what kind of a person do I want to be remembered as, for me, it's just the basics. It's just being looking at it from a family man standpoint, being remembered as a provider, protector, good husband, father. And I feel like this going on this path helps me to be better in those areas.
Mhm.
And then what do I need to fight for next? I would just say my health, all levels. That's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Is like all those things I get. They're at decent levels, but I feel like that this is an opportunity for me to get much better at those levels. That way, I can be a better overall father, husband to my wife and kids. Also, just being better for better for just people around me in general.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Yeah, if for anyone who's trying to improve their spiritual and mental health, I recommend just getting out in nature. Like, go for a 20-minute walk. My wife and I have this really amazing trail next to this creek by our house. And we'll go out there with our dog and we'll go for like a 30-minute walk. We'll talk about whatever, right? Whatever comes up. But sometimes it's just nice to be in nature and smell the smells and see the leaves and the birds. And it sounds a little silly sometimes, but honestly, it really makes you feel just really good about where you are and where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Clay. And you covered all the
Yeah.
questions, all the bases. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank
Neri,
you.
go ahead.
Neri Flores, what's going on?
Are we there?
We
Yes,
hear
sir.
you.
All right, sorry, I'm driving. First off, Johnny, hook 'em horns.
Ah,
Throw that one out there first and
that's
foremost.
awesome.
I'm in a divided family. My wife and her side are all A&M fans, so we don't fault for that. Me and my family are all UT fans. But
My
biggest,
my wife's entire family went to Texas.
perfect, smart guy.
Yeah. So I know your pain.
But no, for me, my biggest goal now, separating from the military, the last 2 years I've been stationed away from my family. So my biggest goal right now is kind of reintegrating back into the family life. I've been with AFSOC for 15 years, always on the go. So obviously my family was close, and I was able to live my life with my family, but never as close as I really wanted it to. So I really want to take it to that next level and really get down, spending the time with my kids, my wife, and having that ability to kind of grow our family life and become higher than we were. Uh, when it comes down to it, yeah, I want a good job. I want to be able to have, give my kids everything that I never had. But really, I want at the end of the day to walk away and my kids really say, we may not have had, I may not have gotten a brand new car for my first car, but I remember working on it with my dad and having those memories that a lot of times that I think that I've missed over the last, 20 years of my career.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Just being the dad and the provider that you want to be for your kids so that they can grow up having incredible experiences and memories. Yeah, I love that. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, I love all the family-oriented goals we have in here.
Yeah.
I
And
love to
there
hear it.
you want to be able to show your family and your kids an example of what to do instead of what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, not to throw my parents under the bus here, but I hope sorry parents if you see this, but they kind of showed me what not to do, which I feel like I'm blessed in a way because I would not be in this career if they showed me what to do. And I might be in a different career. So because they showed me what not to do and how it really affected their life and their mindset and how that was put onto me sometimes as a kid growing up, I had a lot of insecurities and self-doubt growing up. And so my health and my fitness and being on the triathlon team and doing an Ironman, all that kind of stuff, just like pulled who I want to be out. And I feel like it's thriving, which I feel like would not have happened if I didn't focus on my own health. So I thank them for that, but also I want to make sure that people are showing other people the right things to do.
Yeah, Steve just said a negative example is still an effective example, and I love that because that
Yeah.
is 100% true. You remember them equally as much, whether it's really bad or really good.
Right.
So, thank you, Neri. Ashley, go ahead.
So my goal is to concentrate more on myself and being more consistent. I used to love walking, and now that, like you said, we got free range, I find myself trying to do so many things that I kind of forget of like, okay, come back, make a plan, what to do first, second, and third. So I think I'm going to mainly concentrate on like having a to-do list now that I have free range.
Yeah.
And concentrate on going back again. I love walking outside. I don't really like the gym per se. I hate that 1 hour, 45 minutes. I mean, I'm sorry, everyone that likes to go to the gym for the whole hour, 2 hours. I just think it just gets too boring looking at the same thing. And so I like nature myself. So I used to take 30 minutes, 40-minute walk. And then, yes, I like calisthenics. So I used to, I think I downloaded what is it, Jetted or something like that, that you kind of concentrate on what muscles to exercise. So I used to do that sometimes. So I think I'm definitely going to be more consistent on like the walking, and then doing those exercises. And I don't like lifting, so but I do want to go back again and going into the rhythm of like, okay, at least run Monday through Friday or walk Monday through Friday, and then having an actual set of things what to do, and then of course staying away from the sweets. I love sweets. Staying
Me
away
too.
from the sugary stuff. So yeah, being more consistent. I think having more accountability for myself and being more consistent and concentrate on myself, because we tend to lose ourselves on like concentrating on work, concentrating on like picking up your kids and then dinner and then doing this and that, and then you forget about yourself. So I think I'm mainly going to concentrate on that and going back again to exercising and concentrating on how to be a better myself, a better person for myself, not for everybody else, but just for me.
I love that.
I really love that too, Ashley.
Yeah.
You can't help others as best as you can if you're not your best self as well. So you're a better wife and
Yeah.
mother or whatever you are, sister, daughter, if you help yourself first. So
Yeah.
that was
And
awesome.
actually, she nailed it when she said life seems a little chaotic sometimes. There's so many things you got to do and you got to take care of and you got to be attended for and your kids and your family and your dinner and all this stuff. But that's why, with those three examples, I wanted to make it very easy because we need a repeatable system, right?
Mhm.
So choose one non-negotiable, like going out for a 20-minute walk before the day starts. Like wake up, don't get on your phone, don't talk to your kids, just go for a walk, come home, and then the chaos can begin. But at least you're set up at a point now where you feel a little bit more prepared and motivated to tackle the day.
Yeah, Johnny's saying ignore your spouse and go on a walk instead. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I
Uh,
my wife is not a morning person at all, and it's really hard for her to get out of bed if she doesn't have her robe. So I get up, I go get her robe, put it on her, and then I get dressed and go for my walk. So it's like, here I'm giving you attention, but now I'm gonna go give myself attention.
I love that. Steve, go ahead. You've been waiting a while. Thanks for being patient.
What's up, Steve?
Um, so I'm actually, like I said in the chat, I'm really surprised they don't actually address this at all in TAPS. It seems like something that they should really harp on, but I'm in Korea, so I'm on a midnight shift for this, and I worked rotating shifts for years. Like I figured, oh, it'll be easy to switch to mids, and then day one, my body was like, I'm in actual hell, like I couldn't feel like for the first 2, 3 days, I just felt terrible all the time. And then I was like, oh my God, it's because I'm not getting any exercise at all. And I'm just eating fast food. So for this, this program, I kind of switched to making sure that I at least go out down and walk around for like 30 minutes out in the Ville, or I've also been doing like calisthenic workouts here in my living room. But
That's
man,
great.
the difference between not getting any exercise and at least getting a little bit is crazy. I'm glad you brought this up. This is a really good thing for everyone to kind of think about.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. And props to you for doing it on a night shift. I know we have a couple people all over the world in here, and it's definitely tough. It is not easy to come sit on Zoom all night long and listen. So thank you for being
Yeah.
here and being active and actively listening.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Steve. Then one thing I wanted to share real quick, off of what he said was, guys, I understand exercising and working out and moving your body it's tiring. It's exhausting. You don't want to do it because now you're tired and sweaty and sore and all this stuff. But the thing is, if the workout is the hardest part of the day, like physically, then everything else you do in the day will like like if you relate it, is going to be easier, right?
Mhm.
So if you push your limits in the gym and your exercise and you're tired and you're sweaty and then you eat a good meal and you shower, I promise like your energy is going to skyrocket. You're going to feel so much more motivated and clear-minded, and everything else in your life is going to get better because you pushed your limits, right? Like I feel like there's a lot of people who need some sort of outlet, whether that be, screaming or fighting or working out or eating too much food, or they need something just like exert energy. So when you do that and it's out of your system, you just feel so much less stressed out and so much more like aligned with where you're trying to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%. All right, Mateus, go ahead.
Yeah, so like when it comes to, like I want to go specifically about fitness because my like personal health has been like an ever evolving thing. So I used to have
Cool.
like a really fast metabolism. Didn't really pick up much muscle, but didn't pick up fat also. And I had a jaw surgery a couple years ago to make me look prettier. Uh, they pretty much like snapped the upper jaw in half, and I'd like extend it. But because of that, I was on a 4 month liquid diet. Absolutely
Ooh.
destroyed my metabolism afterwards.
Yeah.
So I get off the diet, back to normal food, and I eat like I used to. I gained more weight than I lost beforehand. So I had to start like calorie watching, dieting, cutting back on how much food I ate. And then earlier this year, I tore my quad doing a deadlift during a
Oh,
BLC.
come on.
So at that point, I'm like, all right, now I need to focus more on protein, eating healthier, working out more. So I've been doing that. But now that I'm like transitioning out, the working out like as much as I used to, no. And then eventually when I do leave post, because I'm still like on post because I haven't hit my terminal yet. But when I leave post, at that point, it's like, all right, I don't have a gym right next to me anymore. Now that's like the next evolution is me trying to figure out what the plan is after I actually get out the army.
And when you get out?
My ETS starts March 8th, but technically
Okay.
it's a Sunday, so I'll probably be getting kicked off of post like the 6th.
You're out of here. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um, like I said before, like it's hard to know either where you are or where you're trying to go if we don't build some of those foundational movements, right? Like I understand the benefits of going really heavy on deadlift 100%, but if you don't have your hips in line, if your like core is not strong, if your if your glutes are not fully engaged, you'll start compensating for other muscles, and then that's where you get hurt and you tear things and you are sore and all that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
I think a plan of moving forward, like if you're trying to hit X goal within 3 months, you need to break it out into 3 months. So like this month, I'm focusing on, balance and core strength and joint strength. And then month two, now we're focusing on like building muscular strength, not just through machines, but also through free weights, right? And then like the third month is going to be more about like strength and power. This is like explosiveness and like really heavy weights. So like there needs to be a progression. You can't just go in there and do whatever you want and hope for the best. And then the next week you go in there and try it again and it's better. Like there needs to be a progression. And the progression also starts over every now and then, right? You can't be on month one for a month two for a month, and then month three for a year, right? Because you're gonna hit a wall. So repeating this over and over, I'm sure Chris has some things to say about that too, but it's like every year or so, like almost for me, almost twice a year, I start over with a lot of my exercises, doing easier movements, doing band work, doing some finer movements that are eventually going to help out my lifts to be heavier.
Yeah.
But I think it's about breaking it down and progressing and not doing the same stuff over and over and over.
Yeah.
Was
That's
that
great
helpful?
advice.
Uh, kind of. I was kind
Sort
of
of?
like yeah, I was like me trying to like find somewhere to go after I get out, but yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you,
Well,
Mateus.
Mateus, add me on LinkedIn. Okay. We can chat for a while, and then if you need some more direction, like after you get out, like in March, then hit me up. We can have a conversation about like what that looks like for you. And if not, book a free call with me and just so we can get, deeper in what you're trying to do and how we can build it out for you. Okay.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool. Yes, sir.
Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a question, Johnny. One of the things I've been struggling with, I had surgery on both of my elbows and shoulder, and I was having a lot of nerve issues, and that's why I had to have the surgery on my elbows. And then I played semi-pro football, tore my labrum. That's why I had to have shoulder surgery. But
Okay.
all of those were kind of within like a 3 or 4 month period where I was getting those surgeries, and so. I lost a lot of strength, especially with the nerve issues, like in my hands, my grip strength specifically. Um, I used to have a really strong grip strength because I was an offensive tackle, and so I would have to grab people. And so
Nice.
it bothers me when I go to the gym and I get, like I'll be getting stronger, for instance, but I can't hold, like let's say that I'm doing like rack deadlifts or something, and I can't hold the weight, but I know that I can lift it, but I can't grip it. And so for me mentally, I'm like, I don't want to use straps because, you know, I want my grip strength to get stronger,
Yeah.
but I feel like if you start using straps, your grip strength will just always be weak if you're not like, working that grip strength too. But it's
Right.
also limiting like how much I can lift on some of these lifts because, I can't grip it for as long as I would like to. And so, what is your take on kind of how I should prioritize that from a lift standpoint? Do I focus more on just maybe taking the growth and progression in terms of some of my lifts? Do I just kind of slow that down so that my grip strength can catch up, or do I start using straps so that I can, you know, continue to progress through my lifts and get stronger? Like, where do you see
Yeah.
that priority?
That's a really good question. I have wrist straps as well that I would use for like bent over rows or deadlift or whatever. And I honestly, I only use those when I'm going pretty heavy. Like if I know my grip strength can't keep up with the amount of reps I'm trying to do, then I'll use my straps. But on the other hand, I agree with you. I'm trying to increase my grip strength, right? So for that, I'll do lighter weights, just more reps. So I'll do like half of my max and try to like max out on reps, or I'll do like farmer carries, or I'll do like specific like wrist strengthening or elbow strengthening exercises that are like, again, they're pretty easy to do, but if you're doing 3 sets of 20 twice a week, you'll see progress, right? And then it'll kind of slowly transfer over to the heavy weights. But every now and then, man, you got to push your grip strength, right? So yes, doing the lighter weights for let's say 16 to 20 reps is going to be really good to increase the strength. And you can use the straps if you'd like to, work on the lift itself. But then every now and then you need to try some of those heavier weights without the straps just to kind of see, just to kind of really push your grip strength limit.
Mm.
And it's about doing both. Like they're both very, very important. So that's why I'm saying, like, if your goal is 3 months out of trying to do X lift, you got to break it out. Month one, I'm going to work on lighter weight. Month two, I'm going to work on heavier weight. The month three, I'm going to do like 1 week lightweight, 1 week max, or something like that, right? So if you break it out and there's a progression with what you're trying to do, then you'll see progress for sure. And just so everyone knows, the online community that we're doing with all the veterans, and when I build out your calendar for the 6 months, we are focusing on a progression. So that first month, we're focusing a lot on core strength and balance and joint strength, things that might seem a little easier, but we're building that foundation. That way, when month two comes around, we can start increasing the intensity just a little bit. When month three and four come around, now we're pushing power and speed and strength. These are all things that are going to help you, get stronger, feel healthier, lose body fat. But it's not like we're gonna start working out really hard right off the bat. It's a progression. And if you don't do the progression, you can get burnt out, you can get, overwhelmed, and you can fall off track. That's why a lot of people have a New Year's resolution and then they fall off track in February because they go too hard too fast and they don't create a lifestyle for themselves. So that's the goal with the new year, is within the first 6 months is to build a lifestyle that you're going to fall in love with and is actually going to maintain the results you want for long term.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you so much, Johnny. This was a really, really good conversation. I always
Thank you.
appreciate having you on. So thank you so much.
Thank you for all the claps. I appreciate you guys all being here. Happy holidays.
Happy
I will probably
holidays. Thank you
I'll
so
be
much.
back in the new year, most likely. But you guys all have safe travels if you're traveling. And again, find me on LinkedIn. Send me a message. I'd love to chat with you guys.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.